It's one chubby, bearded schlub like me with a web camera, and you, the establishment with millions of dollars, you say that I need to destroy this one man because he made me feel bad. This is sinister and wrong. This is wrong. I don't know what happened to journalism. I feel like there was a time in my life that I greatly respected journalists. I loved the idea of people whose job it was to educate and inform the public about the goings-on of the world around us. As a young boy, I wanted to be a journalist. That was my honest-to-God career path. As early as 15 years old, I was writing for letters columns for stupid video game, magazines online. I just wanted to fulfill that role. I found something meaningful about it. I no longer feel that way. To me, journalists have exposed themselves as unprofessional rubes, morons. And again, I like some journalists, but for every one journalist who's doing a good job and upholding the fine, long-standing tradition of true journalism, there's 9 bloggers who are doing what I do, but worse. Okay? Because when I make content, I hate to say it, I make superficial nonsense. I make Star Wars reviews. Does it make the world a better place? No. But I put effort and work into them. I do research. I get all my ducks in a row. I try to make sure that I'm not saying the wrong thing or giving incorrect information. And I would argue that these bloggers who masquerade as journalists on par do a worse job than me, a rank amateur sitting in my stupid bedroom surrounded by anime toys. It's insane. So why am I on this topic of journalists today? Well, journalists today have disappointed me in a great way. Because this is not okay, what is going on. Let me get right into it. There is a man who I am sure you are aware of if you are on YouTube, a man named The Quartering. Jeremy, God, what's his last name? Jeremy. I don't remember his last name. I should know it. Jeremy makes content that, let's be real, it seeks to inflame passions. It seeks to outrage, rile up a mob, upset the people, direct anger. Yes, it is controversial content. Is that a new thing? No. There have always been these outspoken firebrands in any form of media who go out and pontificate on these subjects that they know will get their audience riled up. And it's a form of entertainment, and it's even a form of journalism. And you can disagree with The Quartering, as I do, on many occasions. I have a video on this channel, I believe I spent 20 minutes telling The Quartering he's an idiot for making fun of cosplayers and claiming they provide no valuable function in society. What I would argue, Quartering, whatever you perform, what we do is not meaningful to society's function as well. What me and you do is no more important than what a cosplayer does. I hate to say it. So yes, me and The Quartering, we have never been seen eye to eye, but I will say this, I understand what he does. I understand that he's a commentator, and I understand that he has the same right to free speech as me or anybody else. He can say what comes into his mind, and if he's able to garner an audience for that, well, how can I tell him he's wrong for doing it? If there's people who want to hear it, and he wants to say it, and he's not lying, as long as he's not lying or misleading people. And to be fair, I think there are maybe occasions where The Quartering has gone too far, and I've called him to task on it. One time, he put up a video that was based on what I thought was a fake piece of evidence. It was a story about a new Marvel hire, I believe, and they had tweets that said she danced on Stan Lee's grave, and I said, Quartering, you've gone too far this time. There's nothing to substantiate these tweets. And to his credit, though at first he was not happy that I was calling him out this way, to his credit, he issued a retraction, and I believe he did take that video down. So I have to say the man has some standards. let's get into why everyone's mad at him today. And the people mad at him today are the journalists. The journalists who believe that they deserve his audience, is what I assume. They see that the Quartering, who has just reached a fantastic 1 million subscribers. Incredible. Congratulations to you, sir. You did it. You've won. They can never take that away from you. But clearly journalists are upset. And I hate to make assumptions, but I have my feeling in my heart that some of these journalists look at that 1 million number and they go, that should be me. He's misled these people. He's hoodwinked these people. They should be coming to me for the real truth, for the real information. They should be coming to IGN or GameSpot. They should not be going to the Quartering. And I believe there is a sense of professional jealousy there. Now, why are they mad at the Quartering? Real quick. The game known as Cyberpunk 2077 has come out, and reviews are coming out. Now, I have not played this game, and I assume you have not played this game. I think it comes out later today, maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure. But let's be clear. We don't know if the game's good or bad. We haven't played it yet. But we can look at the different reviews and see who scored it highly, who scored it low, what were their bases for scoring it. I always like to look at the low scores because I know they're going to be the most controversial. I find that interesting. And the lowest score, or one of the lowest scores, not the absolute lowest, but probably the lowest one from a truly mainstream organization was 7.0 from GameSpot.com, as written by the journalist Kelly Plaguey. Kelly Plaguey I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name wrong. Sorry, Kelly. Callie? What? I don't know. Why can't people just have normal names? Why does everybody got to spell their name different now? It looks like Kelly. Just be Kelly. All right, I'm getting on a tangent. She's had some reviews in the past that people have given her guff for. She complained, what do you call it? What's the zombie game? I was going to say Gone Home. That's clearly wrong. Something Gone. Whatever. In the zombie game, I can't remember the name right now. She's like, why are all the zombies white? And apparently there's an in-universe explanation. There was a Pokemon game where the meme was that they said the Pokemon game had too much water in it. 7 out of 10. Pokemon fans don't want to hear that. I get it. And then she had her 7 out of 10 Cyberpunk score. A lot of these I believe she's 7 out of 10 is her controversial score. She never goes lower. Always at the 7. I read the review. Some of it seemed valid, talking about that there's a lot of bugs, that the world sometimes seems superficial, that maybe you're not exploring a lot of it. But then there's this video. Right here. Let's go to the Quartering's video about it. Actually, he has multiple videos about it. I believe, let's see if he has it right here. Now, in addition to this written review, they also did a video coverage. It's not a review, it's like a round table of her and other journalists talking about the game. There's 2 of them who have played it and a moderator who's interviewing them. And here's some of what she said. Let's see if the Quartering pulled the clips I'm thinking of.
There's a lot of stuff on the periphery that I was just like, I am never going to use this. Like, I crafted like one thing. There's like a whole crafting interface and like all this crafting stuff. I barely touched it.
Do it! Just do it!
You know, like in Red Dead Redemption 2, you would like walk by something and it would be like an emergent thing happening and you could interact with it. There's stuff kind of like that. But it was just like, help the cops catch these criminals. And I was like, what if I don't want to help the cops? And then I would just drive away.
What are you waiting for? Do it!
And like, I didn't do a single one of them because I just didn't see the points.
Okay. I'm not going to go through the Quartering's whole video, but I do want to talk about those 2 points. I saw that video. I was pointed to those timestamps. And I shook my head because I was like, even if this is true, I hate to say it. Shut up! Don't admit that to people. I don't think these game journalists understand. This is the biggest game of the year, right? What else was bigger than this game this year? Ghosts of Tsushima? That game sucks. Controversial opinion. You guys can roast me for that one. I hate that game. Cyberpunk is definitely the biggest, most anticipated game of the year. GameSpot is a huge website. Your review is not some, whatever, throw it away. It doesn't matter. Just one review in a bucket. It's a big deal. Thousands of people. I don't know what your readership is. Tens of thousands of people are probably going to read that review. And the last thing you want to admit to those people is, I didn't use the crafting system. Kelly, what? Don't say that. Don't, even if it's true. First of all, okay, let's be clear. As a journalist, you should have used the crafting system. You should have used every aspect of the game. I know you're on a deadline. I know it's hard to make time for everything, but it seems to me like the weapon crafting and armor crafting and whatever, all that sounds like an important element of an RPG. If you're gonna ignore it, which seems like a bad idea, don't tell everyone, oh, by the way, I skipped over this major aspect of the game. Why do you... And then the second thing, this idea of, yes, the game has side quests, but I hate the police. Or at least that's how I'm interpreting it. I'm interpreting it as the classic liberal, like when they complained about Spider-Man, that Spider-Man game, you gotta help the police. Oh, I don't want to help the police. I'll just not do side quests. Now, I'm gonna hope that she only avoided these police-specific side quests and went on other ones. But again, none of us want to hear this. None of us want to hear that you avoided portions of the game due to your ideological biases. And I hate to say it, I'm a filthy liberal. I have plenty of problems with the American policing system. I think there's a desperate need for reform. I know that makes people angry when I say it. I'm a liberal, all right? That's what I think. But there's no part of me that plays a video game and the future cops from an alternate cyberpunk dimension say, hey, can you help us out? And I go, no, because the police are bad. It's not the same thing. Kelly Plaggy. What a weird name. I gotta get off it. We're gonna go with Kelly for the rest of this. It's probably wrong. Not to mention that, I mean, I don't want to get too deep on it, but talking about you don't want to go on missions with the cops in a cyberpunk universe, because I'm thinking about all the famous police related cyberpunk stuff, police knots, Pat labor. Like, yeah, the law enforcement is an element of these universes that should be explored. I think I'm getting the right ones. Is Pat labor the one with the police robots and stuff? Bubblegum Crisis, were they cops? You can't say I'm not going to go on missions with the cops. It's very weird. So anyway, the quartering has a 15-minute video. Where he goes through the review. He talks about how low it is. And I've gone through it once, and at no point, again, let's put it this way. Whatever problems you have with the quartering, he knows he knows what you can and you can't do. Okay? And he's not going in there saying, hey, let's string Kelly up by her neck, okay? Let's direct a targeted harassment at this woman. None of that, okay? He goes out of his way to tell his community. Smartly, he says, keep it in the comments. We have a comment section. If you want to say something about this review, fantastic. Keep it in here. That's not targeted harassment. Now, is somebody going to take it too far and direct outrage towards this woman? Send her death threats, as we're apparently seeing. I just saw a news article that said Cyberpunk reviewer gets death threats. Of course, people are going to take it too far. Of course. There's always going to be an element of that. But you have to come back to, well, was it fair what he said? Were the things that he said fair? Was there anything that he said that would bring this woman undue harassment? Some people are saying this idea, she didn't even play the game, is unreasonable. This is simple hyperbole. Obviously, she played the game. The point he's making is that she skipped out on aspects, crafting side missions, which one could argue are essential to truly playing the game, that if you miss out on these aspects, can you be said to be playing the game at all? I wouldn't call that lying, misleading, maybe, but again, this is clickbait. Let's not pretend that journalists don't do the same exact thing that he's done here. Okay, it is not fundamentally incorrect to say she didn't play the game. He's saying she didn't fully experience the game. It's a perfectly reasonable title. Point is, this video comes out, I mean, yeah, you had a review. It's a controversial review. You gave a 7 out of 10 to the most anticipated game. People have been waiting years for this game. Okay, you give it a 7 out of 10, which I know you think is an above-average score, but we in the video game world, we know what a 7 out of 10 means. It means you were a bit disappointed, and we're a bit disappointed to hear it, and some of the fans who are very diehard are probably going to take issue with it. Again, I haven't played the game. They haven't played the game. Maybe they're misinformed. Maybe they'll play the game and they'll agree with you, but right now they're a little upset, and it's totally reasonable. But game journalists think, I don't know what they think. They think the quartering should not be allowed to make this, which to me is just a breakdown of what she said in the review and why he thinks that she was not properly informed on the game, that she was missing aspects of the game, and thus her critique is fundamentally broken. So over on Twitter, let's see, is this the right tweet here? Quartering tweets out his video. Says, reads like somebody who never played the game. As it turns out, she didn't. To be fair, again, yes, very hyperbolic, but the gist of what he's saying, when you get into it, he's saying she didn't truly experience it, she missed parts of it. It's clickbait, man. I hate to say it, everybody's doing it. What do you want me to do? But from here, this is I guess where all the drama starts. The game journalists are a clique. Let's be real. They all know each other. They all have little quiet orgies at E3 they don't want to tell you about. That's a joke. I don't know what they do at E3. But they're a tight-knit community of weirdos. I've met them. I don't like most of them. They don't like me, which is fine. I have accepted that me and the game journalists live in different worlds. I wanted to be a game journalist. I refused to play this silly little game where we pretend Cyberpunk is transphobic because of one poster. I don't get it. It doesn't work for me. I got out. They're all mad at me and they take little snipes at me. And again, I think they're jealous. They said, we'll kick Vito out and then he'll die in a ditch. Now I got a YouTube channel with 200,000 subscribers. I know a lot of them don't like that. They tell me themselves in their own little ways. They're mad that I've found my own little niche, and God bless all of you who have come by. Hey, did you subscribe yet? Don't forget to subscribe. All right, now I'm being a whore. Here comes Lucy O'Brien. Lucy O'Brien is the executive editor of features at IGN. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Fuck you, you horrific oh my God, the swear. She's got me swearing. I read that so quickly. Lucy, you put the F word in my mouth. How could you? You horrific constant liar. 1.7 wow, more. She ratioed him, as they say. The ratio. Although, does the ratio really count when, let's see. Well, no, I guess, yeah, that's a solid ratio there. Good work, Lucy. Got your little snipe in. We've got Jesse Sheeden. And I'm only picking the blue check marks. Blue check marks! I know you always say, oh, you don't harass people, whatever. Why do you make fun of once you get that check mark, it's free reign. I'm sorry. If you don't like it, get rid of the check mark. Anybody with a check mark, you can't come to me later and go, Vito, why are you so mean to me on Twitter? Because you got the check mark. You're part of the elite ruling Twitter class. Okay? You had your opinion. Now we're going to talk about it. We've got Jesse Sheerden here, who I believe is a writer for IGN's comics section. They keep making me swear. Get those potty... I mean, I swear myself. I don't want to swear right now, though. Get these potty words out of my mouth. F you, the quartering. If you have to resort to lies and targeted harassment, this is what we're going to talk about. But to keep your... Stop swearing. YouTube channel going, then you deserve to be deplatformed. They're putting these dirty words in my mouth. Okay, lies. I'm going to let that slide. Again, when he says she hasn't played the game, she didn't even play it. I know what he's doing. I get it. He's not even stretching the truth. Again, it's a twist of phrase. It's a creative use of words where you can define the word play as experience the entirety of. She did not experience the entirety of the game. That is perfectly reasonable, and it's done within the realms of journalism. I have seen plenty of headlines like that in the journalistic sphere, which are a little tricky, a little clickbaity, but the general gist. Okay? But if you want to say that he's outright lying to whip up a frenzy, fine. That's a reasonable argument. I'm fine with that. Here's the problem. Targeted harassment. No. No, I don't agree. I don't agree. Now, I watched the video. At no point in the video did I see Jeremy say anything like, go harass this woman on Twitter, go harass this woman on Instagram, send her death threats, send her messages of hate. No, he said, here's the review, it sucks, I don't like it. Here's why I don't like it, here's why I think she was incapable at writing this review. How is it targeted harassment? It's not, to be honest. I don't even want to hear your arguments as to how it is, because I know it isn't. Okay, targeted harassment is instructing people, let's harass this person. Or giving them genuinely fake information. If he had genuinely lied in the video and said she never played the game at all, never turned it on. She slept with the editor. She slept with the creator of the game. If he was making things up and she was receiving harassment from that, I would almost make the case that, yes, based on false information, you have caused harm to this woman's reputation, and I could almost consider that a form of harassment. But nothing in the video that I consider a blatant falsification, other than maybe this slight stretching of the truth, where if you watch the actual video, which you should, he very quickly explains what he means by saying she didn't play it. She didn't experience the full game. She didn't play certain side missions. She didn't touch the crafting system. That's all worth mentioning. And he's not lying when he says that. So targeted harassment. Who else believes this? We'll find out. Timur Hussein, who is Timur, managing editor of GameSpot. And as I wanted to say this real quick to the game journalists, you need to understand that you are the establishment. Okay? You work for billion-dollar media corporations, conglomerates who own dozens of websites. You're a cog in the machine. Guys like Quartering, who have built themselves up from nothing, they're always going to be the underdog. So it looks very bad for you to lecture them, unless you are completely in the right, unless they have committed a sin so heinous that the establishment needs to come in and step on the independent creator. Unfortunately, this is not one of those situations, and that's why you guys look like jerks. You should have just let this one slide. You should have just been like, well, you know what? Whatever he did, this is fair critique. This is free speech. And we as journalists, if people don't like the things we're saying or doing, maybe we need to take a look at what we're saying and doing. Okay? And we need to come to a decision. Do we, A, continue down this course where nobody likes us, but we believe we're speaking truth? So that's fine. You can make that decision, game journalists. If you think you're doing everything right, then by all means, keep doing it. Or you can take a look at some of the criticism and be like, well, they're very upset that we rated this game without exploring the crafting system and avoiding certain side quests. Is there anything there that maybe we should address in future reviews? Maybe we should not, avoid certain parts of content based on weird ideological problems with cops. You can't talk about fictional cops because you don't like the real cops. Anyway, here's Timur Hussein from GameSpot says, this loser, talking about targeted harassment, that's an important thing. Quartering doesn't call her any names. He doesn't make any comments about her looks or appearance. That would have been targeted harassment. These guys immediately go, you're a loser. They call him fat. They call him ugly. Different rules for different folks, apparently. This loser spends his days tearing down others to compensate for his inability to create anything meaningful. We watch him bring undue mental harm to people that are friends or peers and friends, people that are just doing their job. Here's the problem. Here's where I get mad. Please report him. Oh, no. Oh, no. I don't like that. His victims work hard. They hold themselves to rigorous standards. Okay, they're journalists. It doesn't matter what standard you hold yourself to. People can still ridicule your writing if it sucks. They agonize over every word written or spoken. Okay, now I'm. This is ridiculous. He does venomous videos inviting viewers to harass others. Source, please. Makes a living off misery. I believe Jeremy addressed this comment and he went, well, that is true. To be fair, he makes a living off misery, but hey, that's common in this world. A liar and a grifter, please do the right thing and report him. Report him! Report him! Who else agrees with this idea? Good old Alessandro Filari, another editor at GameSpot. Being a games journalist in 2020 has us dealing with significant hatred from an irrational audience. That sentence made me pause. Do you think your entire audience is irrational? I assume you're referring to a small portion of your audience, but the way this is written makes it sound as if you think your entire readership is irrational, or at least a significant portion of it. Don't insult your readers? Is that too hard to ask for? I mean, why? Why would you say something like this? Quartering is an instigator. He brings ire from the depths of my soul. Fuck you. Please. They made me swear again. The journalists keep making me swear. I have a potty mouth because of them. Please report him. 2 GameSpot editors want you to report the Quartering. This is a problem. Let's get serious for a second. Again, game journalists are the establishment. Now, whatever you want to say, they control the bulk of this sphere, of this entertainment sphere. When somebody wants to, do an interview, when they've got beta copies of games, early access, all of that goes to the established media first. They are the gatekeepers and the key masters. Now, slowly influencers have been working our way into that sphere, and now we can get review copies occasionally. We can get access to certain press events. It's starting to happen, but ultimately, as I've said, game journalists are the establishment. They are in the position of power. They call the shots. So, when I see the establishment going to, again, an independent creator, Jeremy's a guy. He's got 1 million followers. God bless his heart. He's probably raking in money like crazy. He's probably making more than these editors. Okay, but he's not making more than IGN, the entity, or whatever, Ziff Media, Davis, whatever, all those media conglomerates that own these sites. Okay, whatever amount Jeremy is making as an independent creator pales in comparison to these $1 million, billion-dollar media conglomerates. So when I see that establishment, representatives of that establishment, employees of that establishment saying we need to destroy this independent creator, report him for what? For targeted harassment. What is your definition of targeted harassment? He made a member of the establishment feel bad. He pointed out that the establishment did their job poorly. We need to remove him for that reason. That's sinister. That's I don't think these guys understand how sinister this is. I think in their hearts they go, well, I'm just defending my colleague, Kelly. I'm defending one woman who I believe has been unfairly targeted. Kelly works for you, the establishment. Kelly works for the billion-dollar media corporation. Okay? She's a part of that entity whether she likes it or not. And as a representative of that entity, she is deserving of whatever criticism and ire people direct her way. Okay? You are in a position, again, of power. You have early access to review the game. Okay? You are in a position above the rest of us. And we are coming to you for information. We believe you've provided us faulty information. We believe you didn't do your job well. And you know what you do as a member of the establishment? You go, well, you know what? I still pull a salary no matter what these chuckle fucks think. So I'm going to suck it up. If they want to tell me I did my job shittily, fine. And I'll either take that criticism, internalize it, and do a better job next time, or I'll believe that they are wrong, and maybe they are wrong. Maybe Kelly did nothing wrong by her standards, and she's welcome to have that opinion. But to say that me, a member of the establishment, deserves some form of protection against this awful independent creator, who I hate, this is comical. It's a guy with a web camera. It's one chubby, bearded schlub like me with a web camera, and you, the establishment, with millions of dollars backing you up, pulling in a yearly salary, a cushy office job, plenty of perks, plenty of free stuff from the game industry. I'll get to travel, go to E3 or whatever else once this pandemic thing is over. You say that I need to destroy this one man because he made me feel bad. And I'm going to pretend it's targeted harassment. This is sinister and wrong. This is wrong. And again, I don't love the fucking quartering. I really don't. Now I'm swearing. I take a lot of issues with a lot of his content. We've had a lot of back and forth arguments. But at no point am I going to look at a verified journalist working for $1 million corporation trying to stamp out an independent creator for having an opinion and go, well, yeah, well, we got to delete the quartering. Bullshit. No way. Nothing he did, no matter how obnoxious or offensive you think it is worthy of trying to destroy him, to delete all he's worked for. That is horrific. I have no idea how anyone can have respect for you after you say something like that. Because I have no respect for you right now. That's a horrific suggestion. To say because he made one of the clique feel bad, you have to destroy him. Here we have Brian from IGN. He's mad. Here we have Blessed whatever from Kinda Funny Vids saying, report him. Report them. He harassed people who are just doing their job. Your job is not... I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing my job. He's just doing his job. He's just doing what his job is. His job is to comment on goings-on. So, Should he report you for reporting him? What is this endless cycle? Doing your job is not an excuse to say I deserve no criticism. I just did my job. Doesn't matter. I worked very hard on that. As Tam Dorr says, we agonize over every word written or spoken. Okay, yeah, that's your job. Suck it up. Get some. You got a death threat. Oh, a death threat. Hold on one second. Here's just one of the many death threats I get every month. And I know it sucks. And you hope in your heart it's just some guy. He's just venting. I really don't have any stalker who's going to come to my house and kill me. But yes, it sucks, and I understand it. But you're on the internet. You're a public figure on the internet talking about a very controversial subject. I know you think it's stupid that people get so upset about a video game, but the game is the most anticipated video game of the last year, maybe 2 years. Everybody is excited for this game. You have mired yourself in the controversy by having a negative opinion on the game. I don't know. I don't want to sound callous. Because I want to say suck it up, because that's what I do. I do it every day. Every day I get a bunch of comments about how much I suck, how I'm a fat piece of shit, how every opinion I have is stupid, how I should delete myself, and it sucks. And I am sure that you are in a position, a spotlight right now, where you're probably getting more of that right now than maybe I've ever gotten. Because that's how high profile this review of yours is. But you still can't go, well, the solution is, I'm going to delete this one guy. I'm going to delete the quartering, and then it'll all go away. I hate to say it, someone else will fill that void. Okay? Someone else is going to criticize you for the next stupid thing you write. The source of the ire is not this one man, and canceling him is no meaningful answer to you got to deal with it. We're commentators. We're critics. You think Roger Ebert every day had a great day? No, people would tell him, your review sucks. Why did you give Phantom Menace 4 out of 5? What are you, an idiot? It's the nature of the beast. So to people like Blessing, to people like Alessandro, to people like Timur, yeah, we can't get rid of people because they have an opinion you don't like. It's not how this works. Zachary Ryan, director. Why is everybody from IGN so fucking... Get a grip, you frickin' people. This is targeting harassment. No, it isn't. Shut up. Rami, a major industry figure, creator of, what do you call it? Vlambeer. You know, they make ridiculous fishing and stuff, I think. YouTube, step up. YouTube Gaming, step up. How long does this guy get to harm good people on your platform? These people have all lost their minds. Okay, Lucy, I'm going to say this. Lucy did it right. Lucy at IGN did not step out of bounds. She said, you suck. Now, again, it's coming from a position of privilege. It's coming from the verified checkmark. It's coming from the established media. So to me, it looks a little bad. But again, still a valid critique. The second, though, you start talking about targeted harassment, about reporting him, about getting his channel deleted, that's when it's gone beyond fair, back and forth, and now you're out of line. And you need to step back, you need to reanalyze, you need to go, what do I really think? Do I really think that YouTube should delete people for making fun of a video game article that they didn't like? Or am I going to have some perspective and realize that as critics, and in the role of critics, the words we write are open to interpretation and ridicule and critique of their own, and that's the nature of the beast. Now, I'm going to do the same thing the quartering does. All these people I've mentioned in this video, don't be stupid. Don't go on there, don't send them a private message telling them you're going to come to their house and cut their head off. Stop it. Get some perspective. Okay, yes. Okay, there does need to be an understanding that ultimately a review of Cyberpunk 2077 is not going to make or break the world. There's a lot more going on. This is minutia. So any of you who are taking it very seriously and want to harm somebody because of what they think about Cyberpunk 2077, you calm down. We're going to be fine. But if you want to go on Twitter and you want to say, I think this lady wrote a dumb review, I'm going to say that's within bounds. If you want to go on YouTube and make a video and say, I think this lady made a dumb review, I think that's on the up and up. There is acceptable critique and there is targeted harassment, sure. And I know that the verified people don't want to hear it. but nothing the quartering has done is going to qualify as targeted harassment. If the quartering loses his channel over this, I'm going to lose my mind, because what does that mean for the rest of us? Do I just can't talk about GameSpot now? If GameSpot writes a review I don't like, do I have to look at who made it? Is it okay if a white guy makes it? If this was a white guy who wrote the Cyberpunk review and quartering dunked on him, I guarantee everybody would be like, "Oh, that's fine. Well, you can dunk on the white writer." I don't want to sound sexist, but we got to protect the white women. I get it. Let's all rally around the white woman and save her from the evil, scary beard man. You're setting a dangerous precedent if you try to take the quartering channel away from this. It's ridiculous. I don't think he's going to get his channel taken away. I think YouTube, thankfully, has shown a willingness to stand up to these insane bullies, this bizarre clique who thinks they have more power than they do. And thank you, YouTube, for doing that, and I hope you stick by your guns. Quartering, I still have many issues with your content. I don't want to fight with your audience right now. Maybe we'll get into it some other time. But I will say to you, 1 million subscribers, congratulations, buddy. As an independent creator, and I respect independent creators, anybody who builds themselves up from nothing, finds an audience, finds a way to make things that people like and respect, God bless you, sir, and to 1 million more. If you want to send some of them over here, send me some. My subs are not growing. We'll get there. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Vito. Thanks for watching my video. I know I ranted for a while. It's a subject that's near and dear to my heart. This kind of stuff drives me nuts. I don't like the establishment trying to step on the little guy. I don't like it. It makes me upset. We got more videos coming soon. My next Mandalorian review will be coming. It's going to be a long one, though. I'm making a special video essay for this review, so that's why it's taking a little longer than the rest of them. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for sticking with me. And let me know in the comments, what do you think? Was the quartering out of line? Or does GameSpot... Can we criticize $1 million media corporations? Is that reasonable? Let me know.